Welcome back to the TW Local 591 podcast. My name is Gary Scheibel, your local president. This is our weekly membership video update podcast. Joining me today is your administrative executive board member, Russ Dittmer. Russ.
All right. I'm going to start out with ASAP and compliance. Local 591 ASAP coordinator Joe Absalon wanted to remind the reps and members, only sign and stamp for what you do. If you did not accomplish a step, stop and accomplish it before stamping or signing for that step. It's not worth risking your career and or your hard-earned A&P license by signing or stamping for work you did not yet accomplish. Also, Joe wanted to explain that if you have a discussion with an FAA safety inspector and they say, we're done here, that doesn't mean the FAA inspector is done, only that the conversation with you is done. After that, the FAA inspector will document the discussion and then write what's called a compliance action. A compliance action is a formal letter sent to the company normally that must be formally answered by the company. That's a critical component to realize. They're going to continue down a process. Next, in grievance updates, I have only one item, and that's 19 Alpha Alpha arbitration. The only update I have is the executive sessions are continuing. Of course, when asked if I could provide more information on the status of the case, honestly, I've received a ton of calls and texts, but arbitration panelists cannot release any confidential details until after the arbitrator releases the final decision. That said, I do believe the decision from the arbitrator is expected soon, and the first people that are going to know is our executive board. Gary?
All right, thanks. Let me take care of Mike Cochran's safety update. So his injury update as of June 14th, Tech Ops is already well over 1,100 injuries to date this year. We're on track in a very bad way to greatly exceed last year's injury numbers. For the TW, so far this year, AMTs 510, MLS 181, facilities 83, GSE 42, and utility is at 7. All right, another update is the 737 overwing exit full restraint kits that were released recently. Mike did indicate that there was some safety concerns on those. These including the lack of proper training, including the connection methods, as well as weight limitations. And also as well as it was discovered that the lanyard in the kit currently has a shock absorber, which is not recommended by any safety organization, especially OSHA. Let me take care of Chris Horvath's field trip update. So he reported that he tracked for the week of June 19th, 26 line field trips and 16 base field trips, of which he said 8 should have been line field trips. The Article 6K settlement agreement. There are 4 outstanding aircraft previously mentioned as being not agreed to. We do have a face-to-face meeting to settle up on these on June 22nd. Russ?
All right. Recording Secretary Johnny Benyard reported that DFW MLS at CFC elections are currently open. Also, congratulations to Corey Thomason, who won the Austin Station Chairman election by acclamation. Welcome aboard. Seriously, welcome and thanks for stepping up. We had national membership meetings in the Southwest region in Dallas on Wednesday, June 17th, with a lot of great discussions and apparently questions that gave many on the board a lot of homework. Just as a reminder, whenever Wi-Fi makes it possible, the national membership meetings are available via Zoom webinar as well. I'm going to jump into the facilities update. GSE Facilities E-Board member Santos Dorda reported that the Miami baggage control room arbitration needed to be postponed due to a necessary participant had a death in the family. The arbitration has thankfully been rescheduled quite soon, which is July 15th of 2026, so it's not a massive delay. One of the issues that came up on the floor, OSHA hearing tests continue to be a problem. Crew chiefs, like any other work-related assignment, please make sure you assign the scheduled OSHA hearing tests in LMO. And members, please accomplish the LMO assigned OSHA hearing test when assigned by your crew chief. If you have a scheduling conflict or any reason why you cannot arrive to your hearing test on time, notify your crew chief right away.
So we did have a couple of questions, one in particular from the reps that needs to be answered. So I was asked about the status of the QC inspector's scheduled work grievance. We mediated. I explained to him that the discussions are ongoing, but that case will move to arbitration if it's not resolved soon. On that topic, I also want to expand a little bit about two additional and important facets on this. So first, for scheduled QC work in stations without QC inspectors, if any reps or members know of any RII QC components or task cards other than the escape slides and the associated bottles that are being scheduled into your station, please contact board member Chris Horvath immediately with the information on what those components or task cards are. Second, for stations with QC inspectors in stations, we're hearing, these aren't substantiated, but unsubstantiated rumors of AMTs or crew chiefs possibly accomplishing scheduled QC and or RII work. We cannot permit this. This is hard-fought language, protecting the QC inspector work that must be supported. So if you're not currently a QC inspector, it doesn't matter if you were one in the past and there is QC inspector work to be accomplished. Notify your crew chief to get a QC inspector assigned to accomplish that QC inspector work. Russ.
All right. I'm going to dive into the negotiations committee update. The association is building a tech ops website that will have a contract survey as well. We will keep you updated on when that site goes live and how to access it. Also, the full Tech Ops Negotiation Committee is scheduled to be in Phoenix for a full week of preparations and discussions the week of June 29th. One last thing. Of course, this weekend is Father's Day weekend. It's right around the corner this Sunday. So here's wishing a very happy Father's Day to all the dads in our local 591 family. Seriously, Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. So finally, a reminder, we at Local 591 do have a Facebook page and a YouTube page. Please subscribe to them to get updates and notifications when new information is posted. So that is our podcast for this week. Anything else from you, Russ?
No, sir. Just stay safe out there and stay hydrated. It's getting hot.
All right. As always, any thoughts, issues, suggestions for future podcasts, please send them to info@local591.com. You all have a great week, and please be safe.